An unbelievable court case shocks the world. The courtroom was packed. Every seat was taken. Journalists clutched their notepads, cameras flashed, and millions of people across the USA and UK tuned in to watch a trial that no one had ever imagined. At the center of it all, Donald J. Trump sat at the defendant's table, adjusting his red tie, his expression a mix of curiosity and disbelief. Across from him, on the plaintiff's side, sat Whiskers, a small, golden-eyed tabby cat. Not just any cat. The first cat in history to take a president to court. The judge rapped the gavel, calling for order. The case of Whiskers the cat versus Donald J. Trump is now in session. Trump leaned forward, raising an eyebrow. "All right, Kitty, tell me, why did you sue me?" The room fell into an eerie silence. Whiskers slowly stood on her hind legs, her tiny frame trembling not with fear, but with the weight of a truth too long ignored. And then she spoke. "Mr. Trump," Whiskers began, her voice steady but filled with pain, "you have built towers that reach the clouds. You have paved roads that stretch for miles. You have created laws to protect humans. But what about us?" Trump blinked. The courtroom listened, breathless. "Every single day, my kind dies because of human actions. We have no shelters, no food banks, no hospitals, no one to protect us. Do you know how many of my brothers and sisters are crushed under the wheels of your cars, left broken on the roads, unnoticed like fallen leaves? Do you know how many of us starve because there's no food? Or worse, how many of us are killed for sport?" A murmur rippled through the crowd. Whiskers took a deep breath, her golden eyes filled with something deeper than anger grief. "Mr. Trump, I once had a family." A hush fell over the room. "A mother, for little siblings. We lived behind a restaurant, surviving on whatever scraps we could find. One night, a man threw boiling water on USB because he didn't want filthy cats near his business. My mother screamed in agony. My siblings, one by one, they ran in fear only to be crushed by passing cars. I watched them die, Mr. Trump. I survived, but for what? To watch more of my kind suffer." Trump's smirk was gone. His fingers pressed against the table. For once, he had no words. "You create luxury for humans, but you have forgotten us. You have the power to change lives, yet you let us die. Tell me, Mr. Trump, is this justice?" Whiskers' voice cracked on the last word. The courtroom was silent. No one spoke, no one moved. And then something no one expected happened. Donald Trump, a man known for his confidence, for never backing down, swallowed hard. His fingers clenched together, his throat tightened. I never thought about it like that," he admitted, his voice quieter than anyone had ever heard. Whiskers didn't blink. "You never had to." The words struck deep. Trump looked away, staring at the polished wood of the table, as if ashamed to meet her gaze. A single tear welled in his eye. "You're right," he whispered. "I failed you." Whiskers' ears flicked, watching him carefully. "Words are easy, Mr. Trump. Action is what matters." Trump nodded slowly. He straightened his tie, cleared his throat, and turned to face the judge. His voice, though shaken, was firm. "Then let's take action." Donald Trump signed a new law, one that provided animal shelters, stricter penalties for animal cruelty, and programs to protect stray animals across the nation. Whiskers became more than just a cat. She became a symbol of voice for the voiceless. And as Trump stood outside the courthouse, watching Whiskers walk away with her tail held high, he whispered, just loud enough for the cameras to catch, "I guess we all have something to learn, even from a cat." That day, the world didn't just listen, it changed.